And back to our coverage of the Ondo situation in Ondo State with the farmer herders crisis and the order given by the governor, Akeredolu, for herders to vacate the forest reserves in that state. We're joined now by human rights writers, the president, rather, of the Human Rights Association of Nigeria, Emmanuel Onwubiko. He joins us live from our Abuja studio. Good to have you join us.
Yeah, good afternoon.
So, this is again generating controversy. Some people say that as a Nigerian, the Constitution guarantees you freedom of movement, but others also say that a state is a federating unit and the governor has the right, especially when it has the right to make any decision, especially when it has to do with security. What do you make of this situation?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think the issue that has cropped up with the ultimatum that was handed over to persons who are said to be occupying the forest reserves in Ondo State illegally to quit is an order that is regular, is an order that is constitutional, is an order that is made with public good in mind. And I do not see anything that is wrong about that particular, because Ondo State has had experiences with kidnappers and all sorts of armed hoodlums that have been, maiming, killing, kidnapping, and trying to destabilize the state. So it is a duty of the governor of that state to do what it takes to restore stability, to restore peace and order, and to restore, to ensure that people sleep with their two eyes closed, and that people are not afraid to go to their farms, that people are not afraid to do their legitimate businesses. So I do not see anything wrong with what the governor has said. And it's quite shocking and so disappointing that the central government came up with a statement through one of the spokespersons of Mr. President, trying to counter what the governor of Ondo State, has said. Because the governor did not just say it unilaterally. The governor took the decision after a lot of consultations with his cabinet, with his people, and even the people on ground in that state. So I do not see anything wrong with that.
All right, so Ondo State has suffered some casualties from all of this, and one that stands out is the daughter of the leader of the Afenifere, Fashion, his daughter Funke Olakore. And many people think that there has been a delay in addressing this crisis. Do you think that the government, and I'm talking about the federal government, has done enough to address this farmers' herders crisis, which is not just particular to Ondo State? In most parts of the country, that's the situation.
Yeah, I think the federal government has seriously not done anything about the problems associated with open grazing of cattle, open grazing of cows by the herders. And I think the approach the central government has adopted so far that seems to be so confusing. The government does not have a focal approach, doesn't have a specific approach to resolving the problems. And it seems the government is even seeing it from the angle of a conflict between the farmers and the herders. There's no conflict between the farmers and the herders. There is a conflict when there are attempts by herders to invade farmlands and to destroy crops, to destroy plants and other resources of the farmers, and you don't expect the farmers to just to just do nothing and just accept the destruction of all the efforts, just like that. And I think the federal government has seriously not done anything very tangible about it. The first attempt they made was to set up what they call cattle colonies, set up Ruga settlements for Fulanis. They are talking about grazing, trying to restore the grazing routes and the rest of them. These are not the solutions to the problems. The solution to the problem is to find a way of modernizing the grazing of cows by way of ranching. You have to ranch, you have to put cows together in a particular place, like what most animal farmers do in all parts of the world, in Australia, in Canada, everywhere in the world. People do not graze openly now. People do not invade people's farms because you want your cows to eat. Therefore, you want to destroy the farms of others. And at the other time, when the Ondo State governor made a very lawful statement that those who are occupying the forest reserves in the state should quit, and somebody who calls himself the national leader of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Owners Association came out and said, the Fulanis are the owners of all the lands in Nigeria. This is very provocative. You cannot say you are the owners of all the farms all over the country. It's not possible. It's not possible.
I'm afraid.
So I think there has to be.
I'm sorry,
yes.
I had to jump in because of our time. I'm afraid we do have to leave it there. There's a meeting that is now ongoing. We'll see the decisions or the resolutions that will be reached at that meeting. President, Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Emmanuel Onwubiko, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much.